Hey family, welcome back to the Everyday Ministry. It's me, your favorite cuz, Tanisha. I want to talk to you about the dream that I shared in the You Are Not in Control video. I understand that it was super glitchy, which, I'm not surprised. That was a really good dream that gave a lot of insight. And another reason why I want to share it is because it can mean something different to someone else. Okay, I'm going to share one interpretation, as far as you not being in control if you're still in new age, understand that. And so I want you to be able to break it down in any way that you need to. I know what it means personally for my life. If anyone feels led to reach out to me about interpretation of that dream, or something you feel important to share with me about that dream, please don't hesitate to reach out. My email address is the Everyday Ministry, just straight out. The Everyday Ministry, um, spell it just straight out at gmail.com. Okay. So let's get into this dream. So you may have heard a little bit of it. It involved an ex boyfriend that I would never like double back to. That's like, I would never double back to this boyfriend. Okay. So I, for some reason in the stream, was visiting my ex boyfriend, and he was living at a house that I know is up for sale right now. This is the house that we used to live in, but right now it's up for sale. So I'm not sure, why it took me. I mean, I'm pretty sure I know why you took me exactly back to that spot, right? And so I'm going to go visit him. And I probably, in the dream, it felt like I was at the house for maybe about 3 to 4, 5 minutes. I wasn't there long before the Lord came over me in the dream and said, "You need to leave," right? And instead of listening, instead of going, I said to myself, "Oh, I've got this under control. I know what I'm doing. I know this person's tactics. I know how he moves. I'm not going to be here long. I know what I'm doing." Okay. That was the first time I figured that I was in control of the situation. There were some people there. There were a few people there, mostly women. It seemed like he was having a gathering of some sort, and there may have been about maybe 3 to 4 women there. And I could feel some energy coming toward me that was not good energy. It was kind of like sour, but I ignored it. I felt strong enough to ignore it. And again, even though that was off putting to me, I got it under control, right? So, anyway, um, he's continuing to kind of like update me on his life, but I don't really hear what he's saying, right? I'm just in my mind. Consistently telling myself that I'm in control, right? And again, those other people are kind of off-putting to me. Um, I still kind of feel like put off by this, and I'm thinking maybe I should go. And then he goes to show me our dog. So we had a dog together. I miss my baby girl. Um, so he kept the dog in the breakup, which I was not happy about in any way, shape, or form. And so that was in my dream. To me, that was a tactic to get me to stay or to continue to converse with him, because like I wanted that dog. I love that dog. Like no question about it. I love that dog more than he does. Like, period. Stamp that. I do. I took care of that dog when she was about like 8 weeks old up until I left. That was my baby. And so, but I knew something was off because in the dream, that dog was not a blue nose pit. It had like a blue nose pit face, but it was like a shaggy dog that looked like it had just given birth. And so I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, that's not my dog, but I still call out to her anyway. And I'm like, "Oh my gosh, Connie," like, and I'm loving, the dog or whatever. And there's still something in me that's like, that's not really your dog. You should just go. But I'm in control. I kept telling myself this. I'm in control. I know what I'm doing. I've been here before. I'm stronger. I know this person's tactics. He can't get me. I know what I'm doing. Like, I'm convincing myself that I know what I'm doing. And so then he brings out these little puppies that look like my little baby when she was a baby. And I'm like, "Oh, she had puppies." And then I'm like, okay, so this has got to be my dog, right? even though I'm looking at the dog and I see that the dog was white. I had a blue nose pit. Dog was white and shaggy. It looked like a sheepdog. It was just wrong, okay? But when he showed me the litter of puppies, I'm like, that's what my baby looks like. That's got to be my baby, right? So as that's going on, there are more people like coming around. There's a speckle of men, but it's mostly women that are coming around. And the vibe that I'm getting, you know how when you break up with someone and you tell your people your side and they tell their people their side, and it's never a favorable side, right? We're never telling really both sides of the story because I mean, let's keep it real. You know, I like to keep it a stack here at the Everyday Ministry. I don't like to fake it. I don't like to front. Rarely are we like really saying what we did to mess the relationship up. And so the vibe that I'm getting from these women and a few men is that, you know, why is she around you? You know how toxic she is to your life. Now, mind you, I've talked about this ex-boyfriend in my Jezebel to Prodigal video and how he pretty much desecrated my body. Like, he was doing all of these horrible things behind my back, but was hitting me with the "you are so beautiful, queen, you are my wife, you are my mother of my child." And and the things that he did to me once it came to light, I never would have thought in a million years he was doing those things to me. But he was, right? And so these people are like, they're kind of going in on me like, why are you still around them? And I'm kind of looking at him like, yo, why are you allowing them to talk to me in this manner when you know how the relationship ended? You know what you did to me. Like, why are you allowing these people in your house to treat me this way? Especially since you invited me into your house, blah, blah, blah. And again, another sign that I needed to leave, but I'm in control. I know what I'm doing. I'm in control. I've got this under control. Don't worry about it. Okay. So somehow we end up outside, and what is just a few people in his house, and it started to get a little bit crowded in his house, really. So it ends up being just a few people in the house. It's now a whole baseball field of people, and some of these women are now on motorbikes. And I'm like, yo, and the chatter and the things that they were saying, it got to be too much to the point where I actually started feeling afraid in the dream. And I'm getting frantic and they're saying things. And I even say to them, and that they're sitting oh gosh, this is coming back to me vividly. I didn't share this last night, but I see it so vividly. They're all lined up against the fence. You know how when like, there are people getting ready to bat and they're kind of like hanging out by the fence just waiting, like, and I'm talking about rec. I'm not talking about real baseball, but like rec style. And they're all like lined up by the fence waiting to bat. And they're all just lined up by the fence and they're saying all of these horrible things about me while he is just standing there like, you know, not defending me. And the thing is, I'm thinking to myself, why would I even expect him to defend me when he was horrible to me? But in my mind, I'm like, you invited me in, you're being kind to me, like when it's just me and you, but why are you not defending me, bro? Like, what? Come on. Like, you know how this relationship went. You know what you did to desecrate me. You know how you dishonored me as a woman. Like, how are you letting them do all of this? So they're lined up, right? There's some motorbikes over here too. They're all lined up and they're saying these things. And I say to them, I was like, that's okay. I don't care what y'all is saying about me. I don't care because I'm saying pretty much, the Lord's got my back. The Lord's going to come and show you. I don't care. I just start telling them, I don't care. But it starts getting really overwhelming. Like, I can feel it. So now I'm like, I need to go. Like, then I'm talking about in unison. They all get up at the same time and walk towards like the motorbikes. And I'm like, yo, what is going on? And then this is when I hear a voice like, the Lord was like, it's too late. It's too late. I told you many times that you are not in control of this situation. I told you that. I told you that you were not in control. But you were like, oh no, I got it. I know what I'm doing. You swore up and down that you knew what you were doing. You swore up and down that you were in control. Guess what? They about to go crazy on you now. And that's what they did in the dream. I can laugh about it now, but I was very uneasy in the dream. And so they go and they hop on their motorbikes and they're like riding around me. They're like kicking at me, and I see a motorbike available for me. So I run over to the motorbike. I hop on it, and as I'm trying to rev it up, some girl comes and kicks me off. I fall over. I get back on the motorbike, and I'm frantic, like, oh no, please, I have to go, I have to go. And I mean, they're everywhere. They're everywhere. They're everywhere. And I rev it up, and I'm able to like get enough traction to like get out of the baseball field, and then I wake up. And I'm like, oh my God, Lord, what was that? Like, that was way too much. Like, what is this? And as I said in the live that I did last night, this is when I wake up and I see two videos from I see two videos, one from my season now talking about New Age, and then another from Nappy Girl TV talking about how Christians that are still looking up their horoscope, looking up their natal charts, and this, that, and the third are not with their prodigal because they are still practicing New Age. And then that's why I did the live. Please go and just skip past the dream. Look at this video, skip past the dream, and go and watch the message, because you're not in control. That's it. Like in the dream, I felt like there's some other things that are specifically for me in my life, but as far as the New Age goes, you keep getting further and further and further and deeper into this, thinking that you have things under control. And like in the dream, at first it was just a few people in the house, right? And then it started getting so crowded that we needed to go outside, and now it's a whole baseball field of people, and now they're moving in unison, and they're hopping on motorbikes, and they're like, it's like the flying monkeys around me attacking me. It's gotten out of control. And to me, that's a symbolism of the spiritual activity that's around you, that you can't, that after a while, you're not going to be in control of that. They are going to attack you. They are going to latch onto you. You're going to have to do their bidding. You understand what I'm telling you? And so I just want to let you know from that dream, you think that you are in control. New Age does a really good job on your mind to make you feel like you are in control. But if you have to continue, if you feel depleted at the end of the month, and it's not if, because I've been through it already. You feel depleted at the end of the month. You feel like you need to go and re-up your altar. You feel like you need to go and re-up candles and re-up on sage and re-up on rocks. And you sit up here and you have 8 rose quartz, and it's the same daggone rose quartz, and you feel like you need all 18 of them, and amethyst and this, that, and the third. No. And a lot of people can be like, oh, well, you're being controlled. I would much rather be controlled by the Holy Bible, by the living word, by the only living God, than to be controlled by 8 different readers that I watch on YouTube each month, and having all 8 different ones of those readers taking my money each month. And then 4 times a month, I'm doing a ritual, manipulating what God put here on this earth so that I can get what I want. I would much rather be manipulated, as some people would think, or brainwashed by the Holy Bible, than to be manipulated by 8 different energies. You're not in control. You're not in control. And I say that with love, because I want you to come back. I want you to come back where there is true love, peace, and light in Jesus Christ every day, which is like the motto of me here at my ministry, finding the love, the peace, and the light in Jesus Christ every day. New Age does not have that. New Age is a false light. It is a false peace. It's a peace that you have for only just a little bit, and you have to go and replenish. It is not real. It is not sustainable. Jesus Christ is the only deity that can give you light, and then it's sustained. And not only can it sustain, it actually grows. You actually get more. Jesus actually reveals himself even more to you day by day by day. You cannot do that with tarot cards. You cannot do that with deities. It's a nice little consistent buzz. But Jesus Christ continues to reveal himself to you in so many different ways. You're not in control. And it does a really good job of making you think that you're in control, making you think that you are God. You are not. You are not. You are made in the image of God. Therefore, the Holy Spirit can come upon you, but you are not God. And you cannot go and take what God created and manipulate it for yourself. Please go and watch my live. I share a few Bible verses and a few more incidents that have happened with me as far as like leaving New Age, because it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy. You've been an instrument for Satan this long. I have to keep it real with you, because I had to keep it real with myself. Doing that was me being an instrument for Satan. So when you decide that you don't want to do that anymore, it's going to be a battle. And the reason that I was able to get myself out of it, because I was in a mental health unit. I was by myself. I didn't have a phone. I didn't have family. All I had was me and the Lord. And so for 6 days, I'm praying. 7, really. Praying day in and day out, that whatever that is, just to let it up off of me. A lot of you that watch this are not going to go and put yourself in a mental health unit, nor do you think you have the time to do that, to just get away from everything so it can just be you and the Father. That's how I was able to pray that demonic spirit off of me. It's not going to be easy, but know that it is possible. Okay? I'm praying for you. Please leave that stuff alone. It is very real. It is very dangerous. It is very dangerous. Please leave it alone. If you need some help, if you need someone to pray over you while you are doing that, I have a few prayer warriors, and I can let them know, and we can pray on your behalf. But while you're pushing through this, but please leave it alone. Okay? I love you. Have an amazing Monday. And I think I'll be back with the devotional, but I think this dream, sit with this. Okay? I love you. Peace.